Hey guys, welcome to Books Are Sick. I am Nick, here with another desk video at my desk. Blah, 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 blah. I've got some book stuff to talk to you about today. Gonna go over what I read in the month of September. Gonna go over some book pickups I'm pretty excited about. Got some books I plan to read in the month of October and some other life stuff, book stuff that I'll share as well. So let's get into it. Right off the bat, I do have a question for you. It's a completely unimportant, kind of dumb question, but I'm still curious as to what your thoughts are. And that is that if you read, say, 90% of a book in, for example, September, but you finish the book on October 1st, are you counting that book towards your September reads, or are you counting it towards your October reads? I asked this question to a few people, and most people said that you count it towards whatever month you finished it in, even if you read almost all of it in the previous month. So, for example, me, Dracula, which was our book club book for September, I read probably 90, maybe even 95% of this in the month of September, but I finished it on October 1st. And so I guess I'm counting it towards October because that's what I did. So I don't know. I guess it all kind of balances out in the end anyways. But yeah, I was curious what you would do. It doesn't matter. Just was wondering. So let's talk about Dracula first, maybe, because I did finish this book. It's an October read, not a September read, but let's get into it real quick here. I feel like this book was sneaky. And the reason I feel like this book was sneaky is because the first 4 chapters of this book are fantastic. Sucked me right in. I was like, this is exactly what I was hoping for. The setup of the story is so cool. We've got Jonathan Harker, who's this real estate guy, going to this really creepy castle to meet with this guy named Count Dracula. And as he's making his way there, all the locals are like, giving him garlic flowers, doing the whatever, and kind of just, creeping him out a little bit. But he's a little naive. He's a little, doesn't fully know what it means or what's going on. So he's just like, okay, I don't know. Goes to the castle, and all of this like creepy gothic stuff starts happening, visions of Dracula like crawling down the castle, and just a lot of great stuff happens in that first 4 chapters that had me so hooked into this book. And then chapter 5, we take a pretty hard flip to Mina and Lucy and a couple of other characters who are writing letters to each other. This book, I loved how this book was written. This book is written in the way that we are just reading letters and postcards and journal entries from characters to other characters or to themselves, and it's great. I love the format of this book a lot. Probably my favorite thing about it at the end of the day. But yeah, the book kind of, for me, never really hit that high of the first 4 chapters ever again. I found the ending a little abrupt, a little underwhelming, maybe. I was hoping for something a little different. I've seen the recent movie Nosferatu that I love that had such an insane ending, and the ending of the book is a whole lot different. And I don't know that I loved it. I don't know that I loved the ending. It kind of turned into a bit of like a gothic Scooby-Doo sort of story. I really enjoyed my time with the book. I really did. I'm not bashing it in any way. I'm so glad to have read it. It's a classic for a reason. It's you can see the inspiration that this book has had on so many things over the past 125 years. And so I'm glad to have this one under my belt. But yeah, I just feel like it started at such a high and kind of just like leveled out into a bit of a middle ground and sort of just stayed there the entire time. But there are a lot of people that absolutely love this entire thing for different reasons. So, always take my reviews with a big grain of salt, small grain, just a bunch of salt, take my opinions with, because they don't matter. Make your own opinions. For me, I would say like a 3.7, 3.6 star read for me, which is not bad by any means. But yeah, anyway, that was Dracula, okay? We did the Dracula chat for my book club last night. I dressed up like Dracula for the entire thing, so that is up on the Patreon if you want to watch that. It was hot. The costume was very hot. I was pretty uncomfortable by the end, but was very fun. Great convo. So let's get into what I read in the month of September here. This one here is called The Tiger. This was my only nonfiction read of the month. This is by John Valent, who also wrote Fireweather, which I'm very excited to read as well, because his writing is fantastic. I really, really enjoyed this. This is about a man-eating tiger in Russia in this very ecologically, can't remember. strange place in Russia where you kind of have these like winter mammals and summer mammals kind of living together all at once. So, you know, you got reindeer and you got tigers, and it's kind of just like this weird spot, you know? And anyways, there's this man-eating tiger that this team is sent in to investigate, to try and see what's going on here. So you learn about the leader of this team. He's very interesting. And you kind of just, you know, it's about the man-eating tiger, but it's about a lot more. I enjoyed all aspects of this book. I thought it was totally fascinating. And it's not a crazy long read. You know, you're looking at just under 300 pages. Well worth your time, I would say. The Tiger, John Vaillant. Very cool book. Next up. This one here, this is Forgive Me, Leonard Peacock. This is by Matthew Quick. Matthew Quick is the guy who wrote the Silver Linings Playbook, which I haven't read, but I think it's good. And this, you know, this is going to be in my pickups because it's a recent pickup, but it showed up in the mail. It was just one of those ones I was kind of like, I feel like reading this right now. I started it and I finished it the next morning. Don't count that as being all too impressive. It's kind of, the margins are on your side in this. The marginage is on your side. It's a quick read, really, really quick read. I know it doesn't look like it is, but it is. And this is about a student, and on his 18th birthday, he is going to school, to his high school, to do something to his ex-friend and then to himself. I never know what I'm allowed to say on these things, but you can guess what. And it's really just a look into depression and loneliness and people who have just that longing for a connection with somebody. There's a teacher character in here that I really, really loved. It's a great story. It's really, really well done, I thought, and well worth your time. So, Forgive Me, Leonard Peacock by Matthew Quick. I believe this came out over 10 years ago, but really, really, really solid. Next up, we'll go with one that I don't have a physical copy of, and that would be There. I did this like I'm probably not gonna. I'm too lazy, but pretend I put a picture here of the book There by Tommy Orange. This is the book I lent to my neighbors, and it's great. This was the book club book that we had for the month of August, and it is about 12 Native Americans who we're introduced to all of them chapter by chapter, so we kind of get a look into all these different characters. Some of the characters sort of start to mix into the other character stories, so we sort of build connections there, but they're all on their way to this big powwow that is happening in Oakland, and it's about, you know, basically just search for meaning, their search for their connection to where they're living and where they're at. And I thought it was really, really well done. Tommy Orange is obviously a pretty incredible writer, and I'm excited to check out more by him. The ending for me felt like it felt a little chaotic for me, and I sort of started to get a little bit almost confused by the ending. But overall, totally solid book and totally well worth your time as well. I say that a lot, but you know. It's very rare that I read a book that I'm like, don't read this. But, you know, again, form your own opinions. There by Tommy Orange. Super solid read. And I believe there's a follow-up too, and I cannot remember the name of it. Should have looked that up. But there is a follow-up to There that I will definitely check out at some point. Also, I'll talk about the other one that I can't find a copy of. And that is The Lonely Londoners. That isn't here, but I'm pretending like it is, by Sam Selvin. And this is a really interesting, cool book about these West Indian immigrants who are moving to London in the 1950s. And there's a guy there named Moses, in London, I should say, that's been there for a few years already. And he kind of, you know, he sort of guides these newcomers and kind of tells them what to expect, what to do, where to go. And the dialect in which this book is written is very alive and very, very nice to read. I that was probably my favorite part about it, was just the dialect that it's written in was just very like, oh, wow. This is kind of like a love letter to London, and it's talks about, you know, there's a lot of talk of racism, and one of the most interesting parts of that for me was there's talk about how racism in America is a lot different because, and perhaps a lot easier in the sense that they just tell you that they don't like you. Whereas in London at the time, it was sort of this posh sort of racism where they will be kind to your face, but behind the scenes they're not. They're thinking something else, which can be more confusing to deal with according to the characters in this book. But yeah, it's fabulous read. Highly, highly recommend it. It's a quick one as well. I believe it's under 150 pages. Definitely check it out. Sam Selvin. Yeah, what a writer. It was really, really good. And finally, where am I here? Ducks. This was my favorite read of September. This is Ducks by Kate Beaton. And what's so cool about this book, guys, is she actually, this is a graphic novel, by the way. She illustrated this entire thing herself. And that's not the reason that it's my favorite book of the month. The story is just so well executed and so well done. She basically is telling the story of her moving from Cape Breton to Fort McMurray in Canada here to work on the oil sands. The subheader here is 2 years in the oil sands. And she's, 1 in 50 women on average working there. So it's about her experience working in that sort of environment and sort of the remote locations that she is sent to. And there's a lot of very dark, heartbreaking moments in this book that, again, were just so well done and well executed. A lot of funny, sort of relatable moments as well. And just overall, this book had an impact on me and I liked it a lot. I'll just show this one here. Just that's more of a landscape one, but just a really kind of beautifully illustrated landscape. And this is kind of what you can expect for the overall reading experience. Just a straight up graphic novel. I loved it. Ducks, Kate Beaton. Man, this was the 2023 winner of Canada Reads. And it is a New York Times notable book, as it says on the cover here. So that's cool. Ducks was great. Yeah, please read Ducks. It'll only take you maybe 3 hours, and you'll be glad that you did, I think. So let's move on to a book that maybe I'm currently reading, and that is this beautiful book here. This is Prince of Tides by a guy named Pat Conroy. And oh my goodness gracious, I am early on into this book. Where am I here? I'm past that. I'm like 55 pages in or something. Yeah, 55 pages in. I'm on chapter 3. Okay, so this book is really good. It's really good. The writing in this book is some of the best writing I've ever read in my life so far, and I'm only on chapter 3. This could be one of the ones. Could be one of the ones. I'm not gonna do the thing where I finish it and I'm like, this is my new favorite book. I'm gonna stew on it no matter what happens. I mean, again, I'm only on chapter 3, but I'm feeling that connection. I'm going to stew on it until at least the end of the year and make a decision. But oh my God, it is good. It is really good. We are following this man from South Carolina who has a very strong connection with his sister. And his sister is now living in New York, and she is having problems, and he is on his way to meet with her to try and help her. And that's just a very, very broad sort of description of where I'm at so far. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good. I'm really enjoying this. So Prince of Tides is what I'm reading right now. I can already feel that it's probably going to take me all the way to the end of October to finish it, because it's one of those ones where I read a chapter and again, I'm only on chapter 3, but I read a chapter and I'm like, oh, I got to digest this. I can't keep going, but in a good way. So anyways, that's what I'm currently reading. Let me go into some book pickups if you don't mind. Next, because I've only got 4 here, and I want to share them all with you because I think they're all kind of interesting. The first one here I don't really know a lot about, so I'll do this one first. This is called Geek Love. This is by Catherine Dunn. And this is about as it says on the back here, a Carney family who there's so many words on here I've never seen before. But yeah, this is supposed to be really good. I'm going to leave it at that. You guys maybe have seen this one. This was just a recommendation that I got that I was kind of excited about. So Geek Love is one. Next up here, you're going to see I'm kind of in my my sad man era. Because, I've been in my sad man era for a number of years now. But here we go. So I got When the Cranes Fly South. And this is by Liza Ridson. I hope I'm saying that right. Might be Lisa Ridson. And this is about age. This is about, aging and dying. And we follow this man named Beau, who is really, his strongest connection is, I believe, to his dog named 610. And we kind of just get this look into aging and life connections and your time running out, and what would you have done differently. And I've have a few friends who have read this and really, really loved it and thought it was very insightful. So I am really looking forward to checking that out. I also just love this cover, When the Cranes Fly South. I think that's really beautiful. This is a Swedish book, so I believe this has been translated. Yes, this is a translated work. Alice Menzies did the translation. Looking forward to that one, absolument. We have this one here. This is by Annie Proulx. This is by Annie Proulx. This is called The Shipping News. And man, this sounded great to me too. This is about a dad who Oh, did he lose his wife or did he just get divorced or something? I think he got divorced, maybe something like that. Anyway, he goes to Newfoundland with his daughters to basically just try to reconnect with himself. And you're going to see it. You're going to notice the theme here to reconnect with himself and kind of just get better. And man, I've been into some Canadian content lately here. I don't know if Annie Proulx is Canadian or not, but Newfoundland is. So I know that. Yeah, looking forward to this. Moving back to, the seaside where you grew up and just kind of reconnecting with your roots, I guess, like that. This has, National Book Award winner of the Pulitzer Prize. This is a pretty highly regarded work of words here. So looking forward to that one for sure. Oh my gosh. Next up, this is the last one for pickups. I got John Banville, The Sea. This is good. Look, I haven't read it, but I'm assuming it's good. Look at this cover. I meant to say this is good. The cover is good. Is it showing it? Yeah. Beautiful cover. This is a short one, sort of. It's under 190 pages. Winner of the Man Booker Prize. This is, I believe this is about a man who moves to the sea to where he used to go on summer vacations just to try and write his brain. I think this is supposed to be more of a lyrical, almost sort of poetic sort of book, but I've never read John Banville before, and I am looking forward to this thing. So yeah, those are some fun pickups, I'm really looking forward to that. I love trying to make myself feel emotions, so hopefully these do the trick. All three of these are books that I would love to read in the month of October, and I'm definitely going to try. I know October is horror month. I don't actually have a ton of horror books lined up for this month. That will very likely change, but right now I'm counting all three of these to my October reads because I just have the desire and urge to read them. But let's get into some books I do plan on for sure reading in the month of October. This one here is called, okay, let me see if I can give you some clues. There's that guy, Ray Fiennes, is in the movie adaptation, but it's not the first movie in the series. It's the second one, but it is the first one in the book series. Kind of confusing, right? Maybe that's all I'll say. Can you guess what it is? It is Red Dragon, and this is by Thomas Harris. I've been meaning to read this thing for quite a minute, and I am so excited to find... this is the month. This is the month I dive into Red Dragon and start my Silence of the Lambs journey, because I think it goes this one, and then I believe it goes Silence of the Lambs, and then Hannibal. From what most people tell me is you can read Red Dragon, Silence of the Lambs, and then Hannibal if you want to, but those first two are really like the, oh, yeah. Likewise with the movies, you know what I mean? So, Red Dragon is going to be one of the books that I read this month to start off the, feel like it's a good kind of mix of horror, mystery, detective, sort of stuff, and I'm looking forward to it. So, whoa, never read Thomas Harris before. Who's this guy? Looks kind of cool. I don't know. So yeah, Red Dragon. That's going to be one of my October reads. And this one here, this is the book club book for the month of October. It is a horror book, and it is by a guy named Adam Neville. And my copy came in. This is Last Days by Adam Neville. This is about a documentary filmmaker who is going to explore this cult that used to exist, maybe still does exist. He kind of gets sucked into it. All this stuff happens. I've got great news that one of my book club members told me the other day, because when this book was chosen as the winner, I found out that there's no audiobook, and I know a lot of people do love to do the audio, especially for horror books, which I totally get. This is going to be an eyeball read for me, and the problem was that, though, there was no audiobook that existed for this, but I am very excited. The timing is perfect here. The audiobook for Last Days by Adam Neville is releasing on October 6th, I believe. So it's coming out in 3 days from exactly right at this moment. So that's really, really good news. So people can wait for that if they want to. Last Days by Adam Neville. I can't wait. It says up here, Britain's answer to Stephen King. We'll see about that. Looking forward to reading that one. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. What am I talking about at this point? Let's go to what we're doing for November over on the BC. We are doing Agatha Christie month, finally. This has been kind of teased for a while, but we're finally doing it. I'm excited. I can kind of show you which books are in the lead right now, because how we work it over at the book club is I put everything into a poll and basically just let everybody else decide. And so I never actually really know what the book is going to be either, unless I just choose it, which I very rarely do. But kind of keeps it more fun for me as well. So the ones that are in the lead for Agatha Christie books are And Then There Were None, Murder on the Orient Express, The Murder of Roger Ackroyd, and Endless Night, which I'm excited about because Endless Night, I believe Agatha Christie considers her favorite book that she ever wrote. It's supposed to be a little bit more psychological, a little bit more like, ooh. But I've never read Agatha Christie, and I cannot wait to read her. I honestly don't really care what wins. I would be so excited to read either one of these, any one of these. There's about 7 or 8 different books that have murder in the title, so that's fun. Yeah, so that's what's happening there. Man, oh man, am I taking too long here? Probably. Oh man, I gotta tell you too, Alexis on Fire. They're my favorite band ever, and they announced this album where they're doing covers of like old masters, is how they describe it. So like songs and bands that they consider to be the best of the best, they are doing covers of, and it's gonna be a whole cover album. Man, I'm excited. They just released one by the Tragically Hip, fully completely. It's great. I know Tragically Hip are one of the most well-known, biggest bands that has ever existed in the country of Canada. But it's funny because I don't think they're all that well-known anywhere else. But in Canada, they're like, they're unfortunately no longer around. But man, they were, Rob Downey was like a hero here, and still is. But yeah, just kind of one of those funny things, it's culturally, I don't think they're as big anywhere else. Anyways, merch. Making my way through merch. If you're American, you have probably, hopefully seen your refund come through. If not, I am just doing it in chunks, sort of. So I believe by Monday or Tuesday, everything should be finally. It's taken me forever. I do apologize, but it's a big process and an expensive process. But yeah, so all the American orders are being refunded. Most of them already have been. And yeah, bummer. I hope things change, and I hope that I picked the worst year ever to decide to kind of go like heavy on the merch and try to do this whole like full-time thing. Because yeah, it didn't really work out. Didn't really work out for me, which is too bad. But hopefully in the future things change. I think once this is all sorted and done, I'm probably going to take a really big pause on doing merch until things do kind of level out, because it's just too much. It's too much. It's too much for me. So it's been really exhausting me in a lot of ways. So going to take a pause on that once everything is sorted and finished. I will have, because I'm going to have so much extra stuff, I'll be doing a market or 2 or 3 around the area where I live here in Canada. So if you're local to me, I will be posting that information for that on my Instagram probably whenever it's decided. But yeah, so that's probably just going to get rid of everything I have that way. And then just cry, probably. Just cry a lot, I guess, is probably my plan. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's all I got for you today. I am feeling the burn to just like throw every screen I have into a river and just read a book. You know what I mean? Feel like I'm encouraging everyone to do the same thing. Let's disconnect a lot more and let's get into some paper with words on it and just like improve our lives. That's the whole point of living. So I'm going to be doing that. And I hope you do too. And I love you. Thanks for watching. This has been Books Are Sick. I have been Nick, and I will hopefully still be Nick next week. We'll see. And that's all I got to tell you for now. All right. Okay. See you later.